Okay, for people listening, for women in particular listening who have not tried lifting heavy before and are thinking maybe I should, advice in terms of how to actually stick to a gym routine, find a gym routine you like and stick to it. I'm guessing for men, advice would include things like competing, going to a very masked gym where you like showing off in front of the other guys, like that kind of stuff is going to be very motivating. Not so for women. Like, what do you think? What do you think is likely to work well as a strategy for women to actually keep up with a strength routine, given what we know about the average psychological sex differences?
I would architect my preferences and the reason I'm doing this based on a different set of values than typically. Or maybe this is an idea to try. You're going to the gym to accomplish certain things. So automatically you treat it not so much as a leisure activity, but as a checklist item in your weekly or daily to-do list. This is a thing as an adult female with some fucking willpower I chose to do. And I'm not the kind of person that waffles. I'm going to get it done. The other thing is you can really focus in on becoming meticulous with your technique. Guys are great and all, and they try really hard, but oftentimes their ego gets so ahead of their technique that they learn to lift wrong and then they get hurt or they just never get as strong and developed as they could. Females don't generally have that problem nearly to the same extent. And so typically in my instruction of resistance training techniques, females just make way better learners. And because they don't let ego interfere, and also because they care to do something well. You ever see like a 6-year-old girl like write her name? It's all bubble letters, it's all perfect, and a guy's like, barely literate, and you're like, this is the kind of meticulous that's going to get you a lot of money in the workforce, young lady. You keep it up, and that meticulous attention to technique is really awesome. And then getting yourself a program that has a logical progression that progresses loads and reps for you, so you don't have to wrestle with the internal judgment of, am I challenging myself hard enough? So for example, for folks that have been lifting more than a few months and know what sets and reps are and stuff like that, we have an app with my company, RP, the RP Hypertrophy app. It's designed exactly to get you just more muscle. And one of the things the app does is you pick all of your weights in the first week yourself. No value judgments. Pick whatever weight you want. And then you rate how that weight felt throughout various questions the app asks you. The next week, whatever you did, chances are it's going to add 2.5 pounds to that, or 5 pounds, or it's going to add a repetition. Last week you did 100 pounds for a set of 6. This week it's going to ask you to do 105 pounds for a set of 6. And in order, you can always edit it, but there's something conscious that you have to actually hit delete. It's like uh, a variety of obscene analogies came to mind, so I'll table those for never. But it's kind of like you're just sitting at like a internet cafe. You're unlikely to raise your hand and be like, "This internet's down. I want porn. So can you guys turn it back on?" And be like, "Jesus, people don't go out of their way to admit that sort of thing." Just the same way, the app says do this. The app's got science and AI and algorithms in it. It knows what to do. In order for you to do less and get away from that zone of difficulty, you're going to have to consciously be like, I'm a wuss. Here I go, deleting 55 pounds and putting in 45. And the app even tells you, like, this is a decrease in your performance. You have to look at this down arrow, shaming the living dog shit out of you. And so if you get a program that you emphasize technique a ton, emphasize consistency, and just let the program increase the loads or reps for you as the challenge continues, then you don't have to go in there and go, I'm taking it to the teeth and I want more. I'm going to do 10 pounds more. It's not a decision you have to make. You just have to go in and meticulously execute the plan that is written. It's perfectly structured for your body. If you can do that, it's just like following instructions. Easy, simple, no problem. It's like about as challenging psychologically as putting a recipe together and cooking something at home. Like the guys will look at a recipe and be like, holy shit, I'm going to fuck all this up. I'm going to burn the house down. Women look at it and they're like, okay, chocolate chips, this, that, and they just go. I would approach resistance training, try to approach it that way if you are female and happen to think that the whole like drawing the Roman gladiator sword and stabbing the barbell in the face energy doesn't really jive with you. That's how maybe you go about it. Now, I must say some women really like the challenge and really like the brutality, and then that's dope. Another thing is there is because you brought up the where to go to work out situation. There's so much to say about the sociology and the psychology of choosing where to lift and how to relate to other people, but um maybe this will be somewhat helpful for females to hear from someone like me. So feel free to, because it's just I'm in a t-shirt and it's only half my body. Google pictures of me. I'm that guy in the gym that the jacked guys, when I walk in, go, holy crap. And so I'm the scary guy at the gym. My face even looks all weird. My head shape's not like a human being's or whatever. And let me tell you something very, very, very insightful. The overwhelming majority of the scary big guys at the gym, they're not judging you. They're really self-involved. If you're like, hey, Mike, you've been lifting in this gym for like 45 minutes. I'm like, yeah, man, pump is out of this world. They're like, what do you think of Debbie there on the leg press? I'm like, oh, I didn't know her name was Debbie. Do you see her? Like, that one? Like, no, the other girl. Like, all right. I don't know. I haven't thought of her yet. I'm like, but aren't you judging her technique and effort? No. Do you think I built this body with anything other than just obscene and probably just totally psychologically diseased levels of self-infatuation? I ain't here for anyone else. Now, you may receive some attention from males when you're lifting, and that can be weird because you're in the gym. There's always big scary dudes and a lot of fit chicks. We can talk about how to relate to fit chicks because they're also intimidating. You're like, this is a place for this girl. This is not my place. I'm like, I'm somewhere where I'm not supposed to be. It's like if you show up to like a hood rap battle kind of Eminem vibe, and you're wearing like a Stardust raver outfit, and you're like, ta-da! They're like, what are you doing here? You're like, wrong party, fellas. But it seems like that. But the reality is almost no one cares. And in the vast majority of cases, the guys that will say something to you, they'll say something to you not because you don't belong or because your technique is bad. The maybe 99% of the reason males will talk to you at the gym files under trying to get laid. That's it, which makes the gym no different than any other place where guys talk to you on the bus, at school. They're just trying to get laid. It's old hat. It's yawn. I've been dealing with this shit since I was 15 years old. It's no different. So as a female coming from a monster like me, it might be good to hear you're in the gym. It's you time. Here's the thing. Pop them headphones in, girl. You're good. It's all you. And don't you dare think the gym is not a place for you. Imagine the CEO of Gold's Gym or any other large gym franchise. You talk to, let's say you got bumped up to first class somehow on a flight and you're sitting next to the CEO and you're a female and you've been considering lifting weights and you go, I don't think the gym is like a place for people like me. He's going to be like, lady, are you trying to take money out of my fucking pocket? My bottom line? They want everyone in the gym. Okay. So the corporation is insanely welcoming. So for example, if a guy is leering at you or doing weird stuff, you just walk up to the front desk and be like, that guy is doing the following things that creep me out. They're going to be like, come here. One warning. You're out forever. Nobody fucks with that. Are you crazy? What years, right? So everyone by corporate design is more than welcome. And they're not just welcome. Welcome is like, hey, you can come in and you can leave. They want you to be here. You specifically, day one, you, out of shape you. The gym is not just a place for insanely in shape people to frolic with the angels. It's a place for you to get into your best shape. So when people are ultra obese, let's say, they walk into the gym, they feel a lot of intimidation. They're like, oh my God, this isn't my place. No. This is exactly your place. And for a bit of a comedic take, if you take a look at that super jack chick over there, that super steroided out bodybuilder with veins, they're kind of like, what do you even need the gym for anymore? You did it. You won. Get out of here. Go home. Eat some Oreos. The people that are not in the best shape, that feel the least welcome in the gym, are precisely the people for whom the gym is designed and for whom it's welcoming. And another thing is, most jacked people and fitness people can't wait to welcome you into their lifestyle. They want you to be a fitness addict just like them. So there's not this cool kids mentality of like, oh my God, you see that girl? Like, why is she even lifting in the gym? Like, she doesn't belong in here. It's the opposite. It's like, oh man, a new girl. Hopefully she doesn't leave the next day. And after a few weeks, I'm going to introduce myself to her as another girl and be like, hey, I lift. It's great that you're lifting and blah, 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 blah. And all of a sudden we're sisters. That's how it really works. So the whole idea of like, oh my God, it's super scary is like, again, one of those just giant myths, but a very understandable myth. Cause like, look, it's all fun and games until you see me in real life and you're like, good God. And I walk into the gym first and you're like, I'm just going to go to the Pilates studio because whatever happens in there, that's all a lot. So I get it, but the good news is just there's no actual pressure for almost anyone, short of just like annoying dudes that you're just trying to get laid, which you're just gonna have that in a lot of places.